Why exactly is Christianity so big in South Korea? After all, it is the biggest religion, beating out the next biggest, Buddhism, by over double the value. A whopping 30-something% of people in South Korea identify as Christian, but commenter, it is not because a large amount of Japanese Christians fled to South Korea after the persecutions began. No, in fact, the overwhelming majority of Christians in South Korea are Protestant, and this is something that began in the late 1800s, primarily going into the early 1900s, and then carried on through Japanese colonialism. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, you see, Christian missionaries had been active in Asia for quite literally centuries, going all the way back to the Portuguese and the Dutch in the 1500s and 1600s. But the numbers in places like China, Japan, etc. never got big. It was always in like the single digits. However, Christianity got significantly more popular in Korea in the late 1800s going into the early 1900s because of Korea's desire to modernize itself. And Christianity and Christian schools were seen as teachers of Western thought, science, medicine, mathematics, etc. This being during a time when Japan was actively trying to take over Korea, which they ultimately would do in 1910. And so as Japan started to establish Japanese language schools and take over the Korean education system, which was very limited at the time, Christian schools became a means by which Korean people could keep their own identity alive. In fact, funnily enough, Kim Il-sung, the guy who would be the leader of communist North Korea, the founder of the Kim dynasty, he was Christian initially, and his parents were both Christian preachers. Oh yeah, hey, and if you like history, you should join my Discord community. There's a link up on my link tree here.